Have you ever felt unmotivated for days or even weeks without wanting to get out of your bed? I know the answer is yes, because we're human and it's okay. But what is not okay is to feel like this for weeks or even months and doing nothing. And by doing nothing, I don't talk about all the productive stuff that you need to do, like your projects or your job or whatever. I talk about not doing your hobbies, things you love, or even socializing. So if you want to know how to get out of a rut, keep watching. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and here you will find tips and tricks to live a more minimalist and simple life. You will also find clues to improve your life and to live the life you want. So don't forget to subscribe. When we feel unmotivated, we wait for the aha moment. We spend too much time scrolling on social media and reading motivational quotes because we think that it will improve our lives and our thoughts. But I don't think it's the best solution. To improve our lives, to improve our thoughts and to move on, the best solution is action. I know what you tell on the other side of the screen. Okay, another bullshit video about motivation and productivity and so on. But I think I could help. I was in this kind of low, like really low. I wasn't able to get out of my bed. I think one day I spent my whole Saturday in my bed thinking about my life and I just didn't eat. Yeah, me, I didn't eat. And it lasted for a month like this. And it's not by reading motivational quotes that I get out of my bed. It's by action, but not any action. So here's what I did and what you can do. Okay, so the number one is to ask yourself why you're unmotivated. Right now you don't know why you're in this kind of state. Perhaps you need some sleep. You achieve so much and you can't do anything anymore. But perhaps it's not the case. So try to analyze why you don't want to do anything. Perhaps you didn't have the results you wanted for one of your projects and you feel discouraged. Perhaps you just need a break, you just need to rest. So take a piece of paper or your journal and ask yourself how you feel right now. And ask yourself these questions. At that moment, why I don't want to pursue my project? What is holding me back? Am I afraid of something? If you want to see more about this, don't forget to watch my videos about fears and limiting beliefs. And the final question is, what is the small step I need to achieve to get back on my way? Analyzing your thoughts and your feelings is the most powerful action you can take to move on. When I was feeling like that, and when it's the case right now, I take my journal and I write down all of my feelings, why I can't moving on, and I ask myself these questions. If you feel a little bit lost in your life, if you don't have project or you don't have passion, I have something for you. I created a free workbook with the most important question you need to ask yourself. It will help you to have a clearer vision of your life, what you like to do, and your personality. It's the first thing to do when you want to change your life. So I will put the link in the description box below. Okay, so now you probably understand why you're in this kind of state. So the second tip is to do everything you can do in less than 2 minutes. Like cleaning your desk or doing the dishes. Okay, it's more than 2 minutes, but yeah, you know. And just keep going on. Try to do as many things as possible and you will realize how many things you do in less time. The 2-minute method is something I learned in the book Getting Things Done, and it's really effective. I encourage you to read this book to have many tips to be more productive. When I'm not feeling motivated at all, I try to do a list of all the things I can do in less than 2 minutes, and I do it. After that, you feel boosted and you're ready for the real things. For example, last week I was alone in my apartment because my boyfriend was on vacation, and you know, when I'm alone the apartment is a mess. Like for a week it's the total mess. Yeah, I know. I don't like to be in the mess, but it's stronger than me. I'm totally discouraged to do anything when I come back home after a long day of work. So I accumulated for a week, and on Sunday I used the 2-minute method and I cleaned up all of my apartment, and actually I did things I didn't want it to do, but yeah, I was in the mood. Actually, it took me less than 2 hours, but I think if I didn't do it all at once, it took me more than 2 hours to do it all. And it's so satisfying. And I also like to do it for my YouTube channel. For example, I start by making pins for my Pinterest. Then I create my thumbnail for my videos. And finally, in less than 30 minutes, I achieve so much. It's crazy. Actually, it's like batching. You do approximately the same thing to save time, like cooking, doing your laundry, or create YouTube videos. I like to simplify my to-do list to make things achievable, so I have many small and simple steps and tasks on my to-do list to have the feeling to be more efficient and productive when I check a box. About this method, I know it's not something for everyone because you can feel overwhelmed to see all the task you need to achieve, but actually for me I'm more efficient doing this because when I see a big task I don't want to do it. So it depends on your personality. The tip number 3 is to use a timer. When I was writing my thesis, it was difficult to just sit and write it. So I used the Pomodoro method. So I put a YouTube video of 25-minute walking and a 5-minute breaks, and it was working like a charm. When I only have an hour for me or a morning, I like to use this method to achieve more and to be more motivated to do things. I like to use the 25 minutes or even the 50-10 minutes. I tell myself that it's only 25 minutes, but it's crazy how many things you can do in such less time. It also helps me to be more focused on what I need to do because I use the 5 minutes to scrolling social media or make a tea, and then I'm focused for the 25 other minutes. It's a really good tip if you don't have a lot of time. I think you can relate if I tell you that you don't start anything if you don't have an hour ahead of you. I'm like that too. But I realized how much time I wasted because I waited to have an hour to do something. So now I try to use this method as many times as possible. You can also try to do easy things or things that you love. When you feel unmotivated, it's difficult to do complicated things. You feel instantly overwhelmed. For example, it's crazy, but I like to edit my videos. For me, it's easy. So when I don't have the motivation, I edit my videos. And actually, it's a productive thing, but it's not something that overwhelms me. But for example, I feel totally overwhelmed by posting on social media or planning my social media. I feel really overwhelmed by doing this. For me, it's too much work and it's too complicated. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. So for this, I try to do it when I'm feeling super productive, but it's not always the case. And just a reminder here, you don't have to be productive 24/7. If you feel unmotivating doing something you love, except your side hustle or your project is great too. In this case, I like to take a book and read for an hour, or even go outside and just walk for an hour. It's like a meditation for me, you know that. I think about a lot of things, and after that I'm really productive. I really want to achieve things. It helps me to refocus on my projects, know what's important, and move on towards my goals. It's like when you go on vacation and you think about all the things you will do when you will back home. I don't know if it's something that happened to you when you're on vacation, but actually it happens to me all the time, and at the end of the vacation I'm super motivated and I really want to go back home to achieve all these things. In these cases, you feel so motivated that you want to go back home faster. So use it to your advantage. Another thing that you can do is to think about what your future will be like if you start today. Okay, so we know that we needed to start yesterday, but it's done, so don't think about it. But the best day is today. So when I'm feeling discouraged or unmotivated, I try to remind myself what will be my future if I start today, if I achieve what I need to achieve today. And most of the time, because I'm not perfect, I feel boosted. It's difficult to have a job, a 9 to 5, a side hustle that we want to transform into a full-time job. We are exhausted and sometimes we don't have the will to achieve more in a day. When it's the case, I like to remind myself the freedom I'm looking for by doing this. So I do the things to be closer to that. If you struggle to have a vision of your future life, try this. Take a nap like Spotify and put on some meditation music. Focus on your breath for 30 seconds and think about your future self in 3 years from now. And ask yourself these questions. What is my perfect day? Where do I live? What do I do for a living? What are my activities? What do I do during my morning routine? For each of these questions, try to envision your life with as many details as possible. Where do you live? With whom? What do you do with your life? And how do you feel in this vision? I know it could be difficult to answer, but my vision becomes clearer and clearer by doing this every 3 months. And there are always some elements that come back in every vision. So which decision will you make closer to this vision? Okay guys, the last tip is to think about what you can control instead of what you can't. Think about what you do and not the results of it. Think about what you can control and stop thinking about what you can't. For example, for YouTube, I want to do a video a week, but I don't give myself goals about the results, the followers, or the views, because it doesn't depend on me. What depends is the quality of the video and how many times I put a video on the platform. I wasted so much time looking at my analytics and I blamed everyone when it was not what I expected. I tended to take too much into account the results of my projects and I thought that the quality of what I did wasn't enough. Then I read the book Deep Work, in which the author explained that you have better results if you focus on what you do instead of the results. So for example, if you want to write a book, focus on how many pages or how many words you need to write in a day instead of how many copies you will say you will finish. Okay guys, it's the end of the video. Tell me in the comments below if you have any tips to get out of a rut, to get out of your bed and to feel motivated again. I'd love to know. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to click in the like button and to subscribe, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye.